For this last video of October, I'm going to teach you how to make this bling ball ring. Now here's a black and clear version, a blue and black version, pink, and some Christmas colors. And then I'm going to be showing you how to use the browns today. So what you're going to need is one 10mm round, 4 5mm rhinestone rondelles, 8 6mm round beads, 8 4mm bicones. You're going to need some 3mm rounds for the ring base, as well as some size 11 seed beads. You're also going to need about a yard of illusion cord and 12 inches of fire line. So I'm taking my illusion cord. You can use needles on it if you want, big eye needles, but it's not required. On one end, I'm going to thread on a 6mm, a rondelle, a 6mm, a 3mm round, a 6mm, a rondelle, and a 6mm. With one thread, I'm going to pick up the 10mm and I'm going to cross my threads opposite ways through the 10mm. Put your needles together and pull the thread down so that it reaches the center of the thread. Now each thread gets a 6mm, a rondelle, and a 6mm. Now I'm going to pick up one 3mm and cross my threads opposite ways through that bead and pull, so that when you pull, this is what it'll look like. Now you want to keep this tight, you want to keep it pulled tight, and you're going to be using your bicones and your size 11 seed beads. We're going to be working back over the top. So the first thing I'm going to do is pick up 3 11s and 1 4mm onto each thread. So 3 11s and 1 4mm. I'm going to pick up 1 11 and cross my threads opposite ways through that 1 11. With each thread, I'm going to pick up 1 4mm and 2 11s. So 1 4mm and 2 11s. Well, you will want to cross the threads opposite ways through the 10mm. So that it looks just like this so far. Now with each thread, you want to pick up 2 11s and one 4mm. So 2 11s, one 4mm, and then pick up 1 11 and cross your threads opposite ways through that one bead. Each thread picks up one 4mm and 3 11s. And you will want to cross your threads opposite ways through the end 3mm. Pull nice and tight so that this is what you'll have so far. With one thread, I'm going to pick up 3 3mm, and I'm going to come back through the same 3mm I'm coming out of to make a circle. So that you have a loop of 3mm here on the end. Now with the same thread I was just working with, I'm going to take my thread and I'm going to come through the 6mm, the Roundel, the 6mm, 6mm, Roundel, and 6mm. So I'm coming straight through and I'm not adding anything here. I'm just coming straight through. On the other side, I'm going to come straight through the beads here along the outside and through the 3mm. So through the 6mm, the Roundel, the 6mm, 6mm, Roundel, 6mm, and 3mm. Once you've gone through and pulled your threads nice and tight, it should make a V shape similar to this. I am exiting out of the end 3mm with one thread, and I'm going to pick up 3 3mm with the same thread and come back through the same 3mm I'm coming out of to make my circle. Okay, remember to keep your threads pulled nice and tight, and once you've came out of that, you're going to tie the two threads together into a couple of really good knots. Now, if you want to use a big eye needle on each end to go through and reinforce this, you can, or you can thread a needle onto some fire line and reinforce it. It's completely up to you, but it is not necessary because it holds fairly well. Alright, so the top of my ring is done, and now I'm going to take some 0.5mm Stretch Magic and I'm going to run it through one of the end 3mm. And if you need a big eye needle to do this, you can do so. Sometimes they'll go through pretty easily. Sometimes it takes a little bit more work to get it through there. There we go. And you want to center the thread on each thread. Pick up one 3mm and let it fall. On one thread, pick up one 3mm And I'm going to pull this kind of tight around my finger here. And I'm going to cross the threads opposite ways through that 3mm so that when you pull, it makes a little box. Now you'll want to continue one bead onto each needle and then cross through one until you reach the desired length for the ring band. Be sure to end with 1 3mm onto each thread. So I have my desired length of the ring band and I've ended with 1 3mm onto each thread. Now I'm going to take one piece of the thread and I'm going to come through the opposite and 3mm here on the other side where I started the ring band. I'm going to pull that thread, and now I'm going to take these two and tie them together, and I'm going to be really careful not to get that 3mm stuck inside of the knot. So once you've done that, you can trim off your tails. And now you have a beautiful new ring. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll have this kit along with the pink, the black, and the Christmas colors, as well as a pattern available on our Etsy site. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you again next time.